Sometimes we forget that even the smallest crack in our life can become the doorway to something beautiful. This is a gentle story about a quiet boy who believed he was broken until a simple pencil showed him the truth of his worth. And before we begin, take a deep breath and let this story guide your heart. Once, in a quiet village where clay houses lined narrow paths and warm sunlight touched every doorway, lived a boy named Siam. He was kind, thoughtful, and full of imagination, but he carried a silence heavy as a stone. Siam rarely spoke, not in class, not with friends, not even when he knew the answer better than anyone else. He feared one thing more than anything: making a mistake. What if he said something wrong? What if others laughed? What if his voice cracked like a broken cup? So he chose silence, believing it was safer than being seen. Each morning on his way to the village school, he passed by an old banyan tree, its branches stretching like comforting arms. Beneath it lay fallen leaves, cracked pots, and small flowers blooming through the dust. Siam always admired the flowers. They bloomed quietly, yet beautifully. But he never believed he could be like them. One afternoon in the village classroom, sunlight streamed through the windows, painting golden patterns on the mud floor. It was art time, a class Siam normally loved because he could express himself without speaking. Today, he had drawn the first lines of a tree, thin, gentle strokes that showed more feeling than words ever could. But as he pressed a little harder, his pencil snapped. The tip broke clean off. Siam froze. He stared at the cracked pencil as if it were a reflection of himself, fragile, imperfect, unable to continue. His breath grew shallow. His hands trembled. His teacher, old teacher Raina, noticed from across the room. She was not young, but her eyes carried the glow of soft morning light. She believed children were like seeds, each needing patience, warmth, and gentle guidance to grow. She walked towards Siam and knelt beside him. "What troubles your heart, child?" she asked softly. Siam hesitated before whispering, "My pencil broke. I was trying to draw something perfect, but I always ruin things. Even when I speak, I say the wrong words. I feel useless." Old teacher Raina took the broken pencil in her hands. She rolled it gently across her palm, studying it as if it was something precious. "This pencil is broken," she said. "But is it useless?" Siam shrugged. "It can't write like before?" Raina smiled gently. She reached into her small wooden box and pulled out a sharpener carved from old wood, decorated with simple flowers. "Watch carefully," she whispered. Slowly, almost ceremonially, she sharpened the pencil. The shavings curled like petals of a flower opening to the sun. Then she placed the newly sharpened pencil back into Siam's hand. "Now," she said, "try again." Siam stared. The pencil, which moments ago felt lifeless, now stood sharp, renewed, ready. Raina continued, her voice as soft as wind brushing through leaves. "Sometimes we break, Siam, not because we are useless, but because life is reshaping us, sharpening us. What you call failure is often the beginning of something better." She then placed 3 pencils on the table. One brand new, one broken, one freshly sharpened. Pointing to the new one, she said, "This one is full of potential, but afraid to begin. It fears its first mistake." Her finger moved to the broken one. This one tried, but stopped. Finally, she touched the sharpened one. And this one, it failed, learned, grew, and returned stronger. Sam looked at the sharpened pencil, and something warm stirred inside him, a small spark of courage, like a seed waking beneath the soil. But the magical turning point came when old teacher Raina picked up a clay cup from the windowsill. It had a small crack on one side, through which light passed gently. "Look at this cup," she whispered. "The crack lets sunlight in. In the same way, your imperfections allow wisdom, courage, and growth to enter your heart." Siam felt tears gather in his eyes. For the first time, he did not feel broken. He felt reshaped. He picked up his pencil, not to draw something perfect, but to draw something honest. His hand moved freely, sketching the old banyan tree he passed every day. Its roots deep, its branches wide, its cracks filled with sunlight. When he finished, he breathed out slowly. It was the first peaceful breath he had taken in a long time. From that day onward, Siam began to change. He raised his hand in class, sometimes speaking softly, sometimes bravely. Sometimes he was right, sometimes wrong, but he never stopped trying. Each evening, as he passed the banyan tree, he felt the sunlight on its cracked trunk and remembered the sharpened pencil in his school bag. He began to understand. Confidence did not come from being perfect. It came from allowing himself to grow after breaking. And whenever he felt afraid, he whispered to himself, "I may break, but I can be sharpened." Strength is not found in perfection, but in the courage to rise after breaking. Like a pencil, we are shaped through every trial, becoming sharper with each new beginning. Thank you for listening. For more peaceful and heart-touching stories, subscribe to True Wisdom Tales. May wisdom guide your steps.